Hello, today I'm going to show you how to install this AQUASURE whole house water filter. Now as you can see, it looks like it's a pretty decent job overall, right? Okay, I used the SharkBites and stuff to install it so I don't have to use solder, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Because number one, you learn from your mistakes, right? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what the mistake is on this do-it-yourself thing. And you can still learn from it. Even though I did it wrong, you can still learn, okay? What I did wrong is the end, where the water come in, I have it going to the water softener, and then it's going out from the water softener to the end of the filters, going out and then going to the house like that. So with it being done like that, what happens is the water from outside goes straight to the water softener. So the water softener is not protected by the filter. So I want to do it the correct way. I need to have this water that comes in. It needs to come in and go up to the inside of the filter, come out and go to the inside of the water softener, come out of the water softener and go to the house. So that's what I need to do, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this down. I'm gonna turn this around. Right now this is the in and this is the out. It's on the top, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to turn this completely around, and I'm going to make the in be on this side and the out on this side while taking these joints out. Is that water? Take this out and take this out and swap them, and then redo the pipe a little bit. So that's the plan. So I need to go to the hardware store and pick up a couple of items to redo this job that I thought was so great. And let me go to the store and pick up the items, and then we'll get started on this project. Items needed for the job. Plumbing tape, 98 cents. Get some plumbing tape. And get one of these ball valves, SharkBite ball valve. It's $24.98, $79, but it comes up as $28.97 when you check it out. So take a picture if you see this and get the price that's on here. Okay, I need to get 2 of these female adapters 3/4. Unfortunately, they have all this other crap that's not even the adapter in the box, but it's going to look something like this. But it's going to be in 3/4. This is a different one, but it should be in 3/4. Okay, I'm going to need 4 of these elbows at $12.99. So they're, you know, SharkBites. So I get 4 of these elbows right here. Depending on where you live, certain things may be locked up. But I got a 5-feet M copper pipe. So that's 3/4, 5 feet to 19. That's the 5 feet copper. And as I said, depending on where you live at, things will be locked up. But we want that pipe cutter right there for $25 or 3 1/4. If I can zoom in on that. That one right there, the auto cut for $25.96. That pipe. Okay, pick up one of these brushes for cleaning the copper pipe, $4.47. Okay, now that I have my items from the store, let's get started on this project. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn off the bypass on our water softener. You should always do this whenever you're changing your filter. So this will show you how you can change your filter also. So we got the bypass off. Now we need to turn off the main valve for the water. And this is the main valve for the water out here. Turn that off. And I can turn this on to let the water come out from here some. So that'll let the water drain out of there. turn this on. And that is stopped. And then I'm gonna turn the water off, turn the water faucet on inside the house, the bathtub. So let me go turn the water faucet on in the bathtub. Okay, I have the bathtub turned on and there's no water coming out. So let's go outside and start the project, okay? You can see with my current setup, I do not have a shutoff valve for the out, where it goes back out down there. All I have is the in shutoff valve. So when I redo this, I'm gonna put a shutoff valve on the out. So that way, when I undo the filter, I won't have a lot of excess water possibly. And like I said, make sure the bypass is turned off. And this little button here, when you press this, that'll release the pressure inside to help it release so you can take it off easier. So you can hear it when it does that. Okay, so now that I got that off, I'm gonna get the wrench and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to take the wrench for the filter, put it on, and it's righty-tighty to take it off, and then lefty to go loosen it up some. Turn it to the left, like that. Turn it down, get it loose enough, and then I'll take it off by hand. That should be loose enough to take off by hand. So now I can take the filter off. So if I didn't have a shutoff valve, this is what it would do. So as you can see, it's not so bad. You didn't really need the shutoff valve, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that so I don't have to turn the water off to the inside of the house anymore. When I do the return, there's a lot of water up in there in the filter, so that's off. And the next step is to remove some of those connections. Okay, now we're gonna do this as if we're starting from the beginning. And if we're starting from the beginning, what I want you to do is take the wrench and take the housing off of your filter right here to where we just only have the top part of the house. And then we're gonna take the screws that's in our package and we're gonna just kind of start the screws because it kind of goes in a little weird. So you want to just kind of start it a little bit and then just start it a little bit, make sure that it's going as nice and straight, and then back it out. Do that for all four to make sure that it's going to start and not be all going crazy to where your screw end up coming out of the house, and you don't want that to happen. So we got to make sure that this stays straight. So, and when you put the house in there, you want to make sure that you have it to where your in's going to be your in and your out's your out. You know what locations you're going to have that in with your softener and stuff. So once you get that together, once you figure out what you're going to do with that, let's just kind of put this on a little bit. Well, yeah, just put in like 2 screws to kind of hold it in place. We're going to hold it in place. Make sure you put the washer in too. Okay, so you're going to put the washer in, put a screw in, so we can check fit where we're going to install this bracket with the filter, you know, because we don't know exactly where it's going to sit, you know, depending on how you put your copper in. You know, if you're going with and try to keep this straight as you're doing it. Keep it nice and straight. And then after we do this little check fit that I'm about to do, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these pipes here, okay? So I'm going to tighten these down, and I'm going to put these in. And we're going to put some plumbing tape around those, and then we're going to stick them in. I know I said earlier to just do 2 to kind of get them in place, but just go ahead and do all 4 of them when you put these on. Make sure you got your hardware in, the washer, and the screw. Keep it nice and straight. Put all 4 screws in, and then we're going to hang this on the wall, okay? Okay, so this black piece that came with your kit, we want this end, We're gonna put plumber tapes on here, and this SharkBite that we got from a hardware store, we're gonna put plumbing tape on this side too. Now on this side, as you can see, the O-ring is way down here, so it's not gonna be it's not gonna touch. So only the plumbing tape is gonna stop the water from leaking. So on this side, we're gonna put our plumber's tape in, kind of put a little grease on this O-ring. I'll show you the grease. We're gonna put some of this grease in, unless you still got some grease left over from your water softener. I'll put this link in the description. And we're gonna grease up this O-ring, and then we're gonna put some plumbing tape on. So let's put a little bit of grease on it and put the plumbing tape on. Okay, I wiped some grease on here. And now I'm gonna get my plumbing tape. It's some on here already kind of, but you know, you could clean it off if you can, but if you can't, just, you know, whatever. It should be fine. So just wrap this nice and tight around a couple of times, real tight. Make sure you get it really good. And we're gonna do this on both sides of this black fitting. Make it nice and tight, go around a couple of times. Okay, and then rake it off. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I'll buy that for $1, as they say in RoboCop. Break it off. Do that on this side before you put this on, okay? So we do that, and we're gonna do that on both sides. So we're gonna do it on this one too. We're gonna do the same thing on this one. Grease this only on the big side, and then put some plumbing tape on. And then after we do that, we're gonna make sure that we're putting this on the right side. The end is on here, so I want this to be on the inside. So I just kind of do it by hand, get it going by hand, because we do not want to be cross-threading anything. So do it as much as you can by hand. And then once you get it to where you can't do it with your hand anymore, get your channel locks and make it tighter, okay? So that should be good enough, or almost. And then grab your channel locks, put this on here, and just, you know, little increments. Don't squeeze too hard and damage your fitting. You know, just grab it enough to turn it. You don't have to squeeze real hard, okay? So just do that and get it tight, okay? Make it nice and tight. You ain't gotta try to be Superman tight. Just make it nice and tight so it doesn't leak. So when you're putting the plumber tape on, if you just spin this, it'll make it a lot easier. Just spin with this hand and just hold it with this hand and just let it go on there and wrap it. Okay, so that'll make it a lot easier to just spin this one and get it on there nice and good. And then just make it nice and tight, and then just snap it off. And like the other side, just put it in and make it tight. Okay, do it by hand first. I can't stress that enough. You do not want to be cross-threading any of this stuff. Okay, after you got your inner fit nice and tight to where you do not see the gasket on either side, on your in and out, we're going to put this piece on. And you do that. We can do that with the wrench. We don't need to press it because it's big enough for the wrench. So we're going to do the wrench and tighten that on. So we tighten that on both sides. And now what we need to do our check fit on how we're going to run our copper pipe, get your tape measure. Okay, I'm trying to do this one hand. Give me a second. Okay, and I'm going to measure from this side of the plate to the end of this, because that's going to give me an idea of where my piping is going to come. And then I need like a ½ inch of pipe to go in here. So just this alone, it looks to be like I'm going to make it be, let me move my hand out the way so you can see what I'm doing. Pull this back. It's about 4½ on both sides. So it's going to be like 4.5 inches that I'm before to make this connection over here, because that'll be the other 1/2 inch would be going inside of here, and that'll be the same on this side. So you would have to take this, and yours going to vary and be different depending on your location, and then you're just going to have to figure out, let me come over here, where you plan on mounting this at. You know, you got to look at your piping to your water softener, the piping from the plumbing. That's no issue. The main thing is going to be the piping from the water softener, because it's only so long for the water softener. So I had already made my marks. I took some a Sharpie, marked it, I drilled it, and then after I drill it, I can put this in place on the wall. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, as you can see, I have all 4 of my screws to put this plate on the wall and access, and to where I can get to the screws easy. So I'm going to take a screw, get it started by hand, and then tighten it down. Okay, put all 4 screws in, but do not tighten anything down until you get them all in. So get all your screws in all 4 spots. Okay, and then we can tighten them down. Once you get them all in, we don't want to tighten it down, then it's off center or something. Okay, so there's that. Now I can take my ratchet and go down on the screws, get them going. Guess I'm gonna have to go a little bit out here, but you get the idea. So it's in there good enough for now. So you see what I'm doing. So tighten your 4 screws onto your bracket up on the wall. Okay, this connection that went down here is now going to go up here to this one. So I need to cut this about the same spot as I have here, and then it's going to go up here. I may not have to do any cutting on the top because this kind of rotates a little bit. So we'll have to see what happens on that. So let me go ahead and cut this right here where that black mark is at, so I can put this on it. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to use this pipe cutter right here. It's this blade right here. So let's say your mark is right there. I'm gonna put, let's say your mark is here. What you want to do is put your thing in and put the blade over to where the mark is at. Make sure this blade is on your mark, and then you just push it close. And then you can just spin it in the direction that it have. There's an arrow on here. So we would spin it in this direction. And if you can't hold it, you would get you like some channel locks to hold this right here, and then spin it, and then that'll cut the pipe. So let me go cut that pipe and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I just wanted to give you a closer view of what I'm doing. Okay, so I got a mark on my pipe that I'm about to cut, which is this pipe here. So I need to pull this away from the wall. I'm gonna be in the way, but I put this around up on here. Get that up in there. Get that blade right where it's centered on my cut. I think that's about where I want it. Squeeze it and close it, and there you go. I have the pipe there, the cutter there. So now what I'm going to do is, since it's such a tight fit, I'm gonna get my channel locks, and then I'll be able to turn this and cut it with my channel locks. I'm gonna see if I can do this while you can see how I'm doing it with the channel locks. I just have it on here and I'm turning it like this, and it'll automatically cut it when it gets to that point. So I just turn it until it cuts. Like that. And then clean up the pipe after it's cut. It should be there almost, I would think. Sorry for wasting your time if I'm wasting your time. But you know, these things be looking simple when somebody show it to you. But let you know if you want to go out and hire a professional, or if you think you can do it yourself, don't be scared to do it yourself. That should have came off by now. Let me turn that. There we go. We got it off. So now all I have to do is clean it up. Okay, now we're going to take our pipe cleaner and clean that top pipe down there. I'm going to show you how to do it with the pipe cleaner. So you just stick this in here and turn it towards you, and it gets really nice and shiny when you do that. So you want to do it, because when you go away from you, it don't do as well. You can try to do it either way, but it looked like going towards you give you the better cleanse. So you just get that in there real good, get this nice and shiny like that. So you can put your joint on, your SharkBite, and then just kind of wipe it with a lint-free towel or something. Just kind of wipe it down after you clean it. Get your towel or something, just kind of wipe that, all the little, and make, see, nice clean joint. So that's what I'm about to do on the bottom one. Okay, as you can see, both of the joints are nice and shiny. So I'm going to put the shutoff valve to the out on the bottom, and I want to make sure that I'm placing it this way, like this, so I can have easy access to turn it on and off. So I'm gonna push this fitting on. Hopefully I won't be all in the way, but I'll just push this on. There you go. So that's nice and on. So that'll be my shutoff valve, and then I just need to put this piece that's going to go to my line over here, which will be my out. So I just need to put that piece on to the SharkBite and see what happens. So now that I got my shutoff valve, I'm going to put this piece on, push it in the shutoff valve, push this in. Got that going. So now I need to take this piece over here, the out, and put it on that one right there. So I might move this over just a little bit to get it positioned over it, so I can put that on there. So let me do that. Okay, move it just. Okay, I got the shutoff valve, and now it's going to the out. So the out is coming out, coming down, and going out like it's supposed to. So now all I have to do is put the end to the end up there. So let me put the end in right now. I'll pop the end in, and the connection looks good. No kink in the hose, so that ought to be nice. Got that in. So now all I have to do is one more connection, and it's a done deal. So I need to put this last connection on. Okay, I pushed in the connections, and as you can see, everything's looking pretty good. Hopefully it's all nice and tight. I'll do the check for the water, so everything's going like it is. So I'll put the filter in, put the filter back on, and then we can turn the water back on and see if we have any leaks. Okay, here comes the true test. Let me turn the water on and see what happens. Do it nice and slow. Look for leaks. See if any leaks. So far, so good. I'm not seeing anything. It's going through, it's going through. Okay. Turn it more. More pressure. No leaks. No leaks. So that looks good. I got the water all the way turned on and there's no leaks. So let me go in the house and check the valves in the house and make sure all the water is running in the house good as it should. I can make it run from here also, and this is right at the valve, so I'm gonna just turn it on just a little bit. Clear the line just a little bit. There you go. So the water's running through, coming out. Okay, so let's go check. Okay, let's check the tub water. And you may want that to run for a while. Check to put a new filter in, because you got to get that filter braidedness out, and you want it to be nice and clear when your water come out. So let's check the clearness of it. Okay, I have a little cup. Put some water in it. Let's see how clear the water is. It could be clear. So yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to check your water clearness and make sure that it's not all cloudy and stuff from your filter. You just put a brand new filter in, okay? Let me take this auto lock off. Okay, turning on the sink. The cold water on the sink. Pick up the water here. Little probably let it run till it gets clearer. You definitely want to make sure your water is nice and clear looking. See, that's not clear. So they say run it for 10 minutes. So I'm gonna let it run for 10 minutes and see if it clears up more than what it is doing. Okay, this is what's looking like going through the bypass. So I'm gonna go turn the bypass on to let the water filter work and see if that does its magic and make this water look nice and clearer than what it is. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit here while I go turn on the bypass, turn off all these faucets, and then turn on the bypass. Turning on the bypass, doing this one first, let the water go into the water softener. I'm not hearing it. And then turn this one this way to go out to the house. So now the water softener is in play and working. So it should be, the water softener should be feeding the house now. So it looks like it's pretty decent. As I said, I don't see no leaks, which is a good thing. No leaks. I got the handle up there for the little filter wrench, so when I need to change it, I know where the wrench is at. And as I said, no leaks. And now I can turn off the incoming water and the outgoing water to the house when I change this filter. And then I probably can hook up a water hose to here and, you know, drain it till the filter is clean and then open it up. Well, it's gonna still go through the house. Oh well, yeah, I guess I don't need to turn that on. Once I open that up, it's gonna go through the whole house. So yeah, so it looked like it's like it should be for the most part. Hopefully this works for you. Please like and subscribe. Make a comment if you think I did a decent job. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. I'll put everything that I use in the description also.